Hi, welcome to the class, and we will be taking transportation sums. In transportation sums here we have been given origin and destination, which is basically supply and demand. The first step involved in a transportation sum is to check whether sum is a balanced or not. So just check the total demand and total supply. If it is equal, we'll call the sum is a balance. If it is not equal, we'll insert a dummy row or a column, whichever is required, to make it a balanced one. So in this sums we have total demand is equal to total supply. So the sum is a balanced one, and we will move ahead with our next step, which is basically to insert penalties. So in the first we'll check the first row and we'll identify the list cost, and second best cost, and we'll take the difference of the two against the first row. So here we have 2 against row 1. Similarly for the second we have 3 and 8, the list and the second best list cost, and the difference is 5. Similarly for third, but before that, since the iteration will be involved, we'll give a header to the penalty column and row. So we have given 1 to each. Since this is the first iteration, we'll give this as 1. Now in the third row we have 6 and 9, so we'll give the difference as 3. Once the rows are over, we'll follow the same step for the columns. So in column 1 we have 6 as a list and 7 as a second best list cost, and the difference between the two is 1. In the second column we have 5 and 8, and the difference involved is 3. We'll put 3 against that. In the third column we have 3 and 9. We'll put 6 against this column. Now among all the penalties we will identify the highest of the penalties. So if we look at this, we have 6 as the maximum. Circle the 6 and put a pointer toward the column. In the column, identify the list cost, which is 3 here, and give the maximum allocation, which is 25 and 30. So we'll put 25. So the column demand is completely exhausted, and we are left with 5 in our supply side. So this column has since this column doesn't have any more demand, we'll delete this or we'll strike out this column. Now the same step will be followed a second time. We will again identify the list and second best list cost. Since now we have only 2 columns, so it's a basically difference of the two cells. So we will put 2 for the first row, 2 for the second, and 6 for the third. And for columns, since there is no change in the columns, we have the same numbers, and since there is no third column, we'll make it blank. Now the highest among all the penalties is 6 here. We'll encircle the 6 and put a pointer towards the row, and identify the list cost, which is 6 here. Put the 6 and put the maximum quantity which can be exhausted from this particular cell, so which is 35. We'll put 35. We have 0 in the column and 15 in the row side. Since the demand is completely exhausted, we will strike out this column also. Now since the 2 columns are exhausted, now we are left with only 1 column, so we don't need for the third iteration, we'll simply put the remaining balances in the boxes. So 20 for the first, and 5 is for the second, and the remaining comes to 15. We'll put 15 in the third column, sorry, the third remaining thing. Now if we look at the total allocation, we'll see the allocation has been made to the 5 cells, and those 5 cells, we'll put those 5 cells in a fresh box. We'll put those 25 in the middle, in the second, and 25 and 35, 15, the respective allocation made to each cell. Since the total allocation is equal to your demand and supply, we'll say the solution seems to be feasible, but the check for this feasibility is to check for m plus n minus 1, that is row plus column number minus 1. So we have 3 rows, 3 columns, and that gives me 5, and the allocation made is also 5. We can say the initial solution is feasible. So we'll take on the optimal solution a little later in our class. Once we are familiar with the initial solution, we'll take the optimal solution. I hope this was clear. If you have any doubt, please let me know.